What up, B.Woods? Industry Stories. Second podcast is going down. It's so different for me because I've never done a podcast before. Everybody's trying to pressure me to say, hey, do a podcast, do a podcast. And I said, no, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to talk about. There's nothing that I'm really passionate about where I can really just sit up and talk about it. So I came up with this idea called industry stories, and it's just the background stories of everybody in the game, everybody like entertainment, TV. Everybody hears the stories about the people in front of the camera or in front of the microphone, like the King K's, the Kevin Hart's, the whoever, whatever celebrity you like. They give you a certain version of it, but there's a million different people that interact with all these little elements of the entertainment game, from a receptionist to somebody that was doing promotions to marketing. Everybody has a specific story about their interaction or something happening, and it's always not too pretty, or it's just interesting as fuck. You be like, damn, I didn't know this happened this way, and this is how all this other stuff came about, and it was like a comic back. So, yeah, I'm gonna talk about that. Going to see, where it goes and see how this podcast thing goes. Like I said, I've never done it before. I've always done terrestrial radio, and what terrestrial radio is essentially what you hear on the actual radio when you turn it on in the car or whatever. And it's so much different because, believe it or not, when you do terrestrial radio, you really don't talk that much. You probably talk about maybe 5 minutes for a 4 hour shift, if that. So it's really short, and they tell you what you can kind of talk about for the most part. You got tickets to give away. They shout out where you at. Hey, what's up? B.Woods on the down. That's Post Malone, and on your way, you got tickets to see Drake at the Staples Center block right here. And that's pretty much it. With a podcast, you actually kind of have to open up and talk about things, and so it's a little challenging at first. But we're gonna get through it. We're gonna tell some stories, and we're gonna interview folks, and we're gonna make sure that you guys get the vibe of just knowing what's popping in this little thing we call the entertainment business. So the last show, I was talking about my first real way of getting to radio, and I was at a station called the Beat. I got hired. I was interning in the accounting department, and before that, I was literally picking up trash at $7. And so, yeah, it was just and I was at the station in LA called the Beat. And if you the gravity and the magnitude of how big the station was in terms of like entertainment for everybody from Tupac, Snoop, like everybody would run through here, because it was just, first of all, like I said, there was no internet back then, so local radio was where everybody could see was popping in music, especially like pop out. So everything was interconnected, the streets and the music was super heavy and connected. And so out here in LA, the music was very centralized to the streets. And so you would see your peoples that were out here really doing things, on a street level, and these people becoming celebrities and making music that's changing the face of the world. And so, it was real interesting to be a part of that. And so a couple of names to kind of throw out there, people like Theo, Theo, Asian cat out here, literally like blew up the scene. He would have everybody on his show. He would do it so unique, and I got some Theo stories. Theo was that was the homie. But at the same time, a lot of people had questionable thoughts about like his attitude toward people. I know, like when I first went to the station, he would have this dude, Sean, stand behind him his whole shift, like literally stand behind his whole shift. And you couldn't walk into Theo's in the studio at all. Like, not just because if he was on the air talking, it was he just didn't like motherfuckers up in it. If you walk into his, he would literally go ham. He go crazy on you. story goes, this receptionist well, she was a receptionist. I won't say it was her first day at, the beat that first week. And so if you listen to the radio, when Theo is on the air, he would air a lot of things, like quote unquote live, so that you could have that energy of just spontaneity on the radio. And so he was known for saying this hotline. If you ever see any hear any radio hotline, that was the Theo. And usually when he said hotline, it was some celebrity. So he'd be like, yo, what up, Theo, hotline, DJ Quick, Tupac, whoever would be on the line. Yo, what up, what up, what up? So people knew not to call the hotline unless it was just some important shit because they knew 90% of the time he would get a phone call over the radio. So Stephanie, she didn't know this. So she ended up calling the hotline because Theo had some packages in front of the damn reception desk. So calls the hotline, and he's like, "Hey, this is Stephanie, and you have a package in the front." And Theo fucking loses. He loses it. He cusses her out the whole 9 yards. And mind you, Theo's like a mini celebrity, so imagine some person that you admire, like heavy, heavy, heavy. And it's your first few days at a job and you working with this person, you excited to meet them and they cussing your ass out. And that's what happened. Cussed her ass out. She's in tears and she learned the hard way that you don't call the motherfucking hotline. And that was the energy. It's just like on the air, you had this dude that was calm, collected, smooth, interviewing the celebrities. But behind the scenes, people just weren't fucking with him like that. Like, and Theo, he had the people that he dealt with that he would allow, in his have conversations. Like when I first got there, Theo was fucking with me. Like I never had no issues with Theo, but there's a lot of people that he just wasn't fucking with. And if he wasn't fucking with you, you would know damn well he wasn't. Because he was just like he wouldn't give you no attention, and he'd just be about his business, and that would be it. So it was just an interesting energy because in the office, you had this person that was basically the god of LA radio, and you would think that everybody was fucking with him. That wasn't the case. And that's what made it so interesting because you started to see the parallels of what you see or heard in front of the, on the air versus what's happening in the office, right? We have some amazing folks in there. It's Cat Julio G, uh, LA legend out here, LA legend. He, essentially got a lot of folks popping out here as far as getting them on the radio. I think he's working with Cypress Hill now. Like he's essentially what I don't even say bigger, but what Funk Flex, the equivalent of those type of names on the East Coast. And I think the reason why a lot of people just don't know who he like that real humble dude. Like he's not really trying to, be in the spotlight like that. And so, but very influential. I'm pretty sure you guys know the name Steve Harvey. Steve was up there, Lala, the Baker Boys, Ed Lover, Dr. Dre, Sway. So I mean, throughout, just in that building, it was crazy, and so it's just like I remember even Lala, she came from Atlanta and working with Ludacris and a station in Atlanta comes to the radio station out here doing her thing and live. She would always super cool. She was like big sister almost. And I had ambitions to actually get on the radio. At the time, I was working in the accounting department and they put me to the promotions department. And I'll be out here, trying to, I had ambitions to get up there. I wasn't very good. But La, she would always be like, yeah, you know, how long is this song? What's the intro? She would test me about a lot of things. She was super, super thorough in her radio game. Like she knew it backwards and forwards. And so, you know, she forced me to to get good at just knowing the logistics of how to do radio. And was just mad cool. Like I didn't have a car at the time. She gave me a ride home, just like little brother shit. And it was, it's just things like that. So now when I see her on Power, I'm like, yeah, I remember you were staying off at Detroit and Wilshire, just, doing your thing. And so it's just, these are industry stories that, a lot of people just ain't privy to or whatever. So, we're going to be talking about things like that, my transition to, I was at the beat and I'm going to jump around like a lot of things to talk about, but I got fired from I've been fired a million trillion times in this business and, ended up going to Clear Channel, which is, iHeart Radio now. And so, we're going to dive into that in the next one. Yeah, as you guys can tell, I've been running around all day. I'm kind of tired, but just want to kind of, try to give this podcasting a shot and see, what the vibe is, what the energy. So we're going to have more structure moving forward, but in the meantime, we're going to kind of do it like this. But tomorrow we're going to talk about the biggest thing is, jump from beat to iHeart, tell another industry story. Holla back, B.Woods.